and you're just not getting the results that you're hoping for. Maybe the leads and sales are far and few between. Maybe they're coming through at a price that you're not really able to sustain for your business. And then in the end, it just makes you want to give up on Facebook ads altogether and say, you know what, I'm just going to focus my efforts on something else entirely. And the problem with that is, of course, that Facebook ads can be a fantastic tool. And if we decide to invest time and money into that tool, it can be very, very frustrating to not get the outcome that we want. And this situation happening could be due to the 3 biggest mistakes that course creators and Facebook advertisers, especially beginner advertisers, make when running their Facebook ads to their digital products, to their online courses. And today we're going to talk about those 3 mistakes. Welcome to the live stream. If you're joining, welcome to the replay. If you're catching this on replay, thank you so much for being here with me today. Let me introduce myself really quickly. I'm Yulia Storak. I'm a Facebook ad strategist at zenfulmarketing.com, and I help coaches, consultants, and online course creators generate more leads and sales for their businesses with Facebook ads. I've been in the Facebook ad space for over 10 years. It's hard to believe, even for myself now. And I've made a bunch of mistakes along the way, for sure. I've guided clients through identifying and fixing those mistakes. So there is definitely a lot that I can talk about here. But today we're going to talk about the 3 biggest blunders, I would say, that people make, especially when they're first starting out, but even seasoned advertisers make them too. Sometimes we just forget the fundamentals, and it can cause us to give up along the way. And that's really sad to me, because not only because if you are not getting the results with your Facebook ads, that means that you are losing money, right? Because you're spending the budget on Facebook ads, but you're not getting a return on investment. But also people give up on Facebook ads, and that makes me sad, because Facebook ads is an amazing tool and it really can help you leverage your efforts in business and create more impact, and ultimately also more revenue and more freedom for yourself. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I'll probably turn towards them towards the end. And I'll also have something free for you along the way. It's a special free guide, so stay tuned for the details on how to get those and what that will be all about. So now let's jump into the 3 mistakes that cost us money and sales. Let's do it. Mistake number 1. I see it all over again, and it's really easy to forget to go through this and prepare your mind for it. But it's starting with the wrong strategy or having no clear Facebook ads strategy at all. And the problem here is that it cascades into so many different things and just kind of disrupts our whole Facebook ads efforts, because if we approach it without a strategy or with the wrong strategy, it affects whom we're targeting, how are we promoting it, and then the end result is just not there. So the strategy, this Facebook ad strategy specifically, includes the goal, what are you trying to achieve, the funnel, meaning the offer and how you're promoting that offer, be that through an email sequence or a webinar or a launch. Then we got our ad spend, target audience, and the sequence of ads. Because yes, with every strategy, we might sequence our ads differently. And even though this is a pretty bad mistake, so to say, it's actually pretty easy to fix, and it's very easy to zero in on a strategy for your business, because at least as far as we're talking about coaches, consultants, and online course creators, there aren't that many strategies to choose from. I mean, the top level strategies. I typically identify just 4 of them, and all the rest kind of falls into these 4 buckets. And by the way, if you've had run ads before, would you please let me know if you felt like you've had a clear strategy when starting to run your ads? Do you feel like you've had clarity on all those elements of the goal, the ad spend, the funnel, what are you promoting and why exactly you're promoting it. So let me know if you've had clarity on that or not in the past. So the 4 strategies that I think everything falls into is direct to offer, leads to sales flow, audience building strategy, and omnipresence. Very, very few, right? But a majority of everything that we'll do with Facebook ads as coaches, consultants, and course creators will fall into one of these 4 buckets. Let's take a look at them in a little bit more detail. I'm not going to go super deeply into each because that could be its own separate video, but I'm going to give you something free to recap these strategies and cover them in a little bit more depth. So stay tuned. But just a heads up, we're going over them quite quickly. So for example, the direct to offer strategy is when you're running ads directly to your paid offer sales page. And that works the best for low cost offers. So if we're having a $300 course or a $500 course, this is the wrong strategy for that. However, and this is where it's easy to make mistakes. If you look at the pros and cons, you will see that among the cons, for example, if you just use this strategy solely by itself, just driving ads to that paid offer page, it's not going to be very profitable. Most likely won't make any profit at all. Maybe you'll even be in the loss a little bit. Very rarely people make a little bit of profit just off the front end offer with a strategy. Because the key to this strategy is to have higher priced offers that you sell on the back end after people have been offered the initial offer. So without having those higher priced offers, a couple of them, not just one, not just 2, probably 3 to 5 ideally. If you have those offers in the back end, that will help you offset the costs of this strategy. Because of course, it's more expensive to get somebody to buy from your Facebook ad than it is to just collect a lead, meaning to get people to sign up to your email list, for example. So the keys to making this particular strategy work is that you want to have those follow-up offers on the back end, and you want to be running your retargeting ads, and you want to have an offer that's low priced and already selling well. By the way, here's the free guide I've prepared for you covering all of these 4 strategies that I mentioned in detail with the pros and cons and the keys to making them work. And you can get it for free. Click the link in the description below to download it. And that's where I walk you through all of them and cover how to make them work for you so that you can pick the one that feels right for your business. And just a little spoiler alert, they can all work. The key here is choosing the right one for your business setup. Let's talk in a little bit more. Let's talk now about the next strategy. So the next one is leads to sales flow. That one is probably one of the most common ones. You'll see it all over, entrepreneurs using it, getting people first to sign up to their webinar, freebie, challenge. Sometimes this can also be used with sales calls, right? People signing up for a free sales call. So here people sign up for the free thing first, and then you follow up with them, or you put them through a launch process and you introduce a paid offer to them. And that's how this strategy makes you money. And pros and cons, there are some pros and cons to this one as well. You want to run some retargeting ads, of course, with this. You're building your business asset. However, with this strategy, we need to be mindful of the fact that it's a free offer. So people, when signing up for it, are not necessarily prepared to pay just yet. Maybe they don't know you that well yet. So with this strategy, we need to follow up with them to recoup that ad spend. Next up, we have an audience building strategy. This one is a little bit simpler, right? With the leads to sales flow, you are right away putting people through a funnel or through a launch. Here, you're just audience building. And this is the strategy that is super suitable for beginners, because if nothing else, if you don't have a funnel and a complicated structure, if you are super new to Facebook ads, the least you can do is set up a couple ads to just be building your email list in the meantime. And this can work for any price offer. You're just building your audience so that you can have bigger launches, bigger evergreen offers, bigger sales of evergreen offers, and it just kind of uplifts the awareness about your whole business. So this can be running on the background for your business, basically nonstop. And again, it's good to be aware of the cons. If you don't have a good follow-up system with these people, then eventually that audience will grow cold instead of being warm and aware of you. They will forget about you, like we all do, right? Life goes on. Life keeps moving forward. And so it's important to have a means of converting this audience into sales sooner rather than later. Let's just put it that way. Next strategy is omnipresence. This one is kind of an all-in-one strategy. That one is more geared towards positioning yourself as an authority, as a thought leader. And this strategy includes awareness ads, list building ads, sales retargeting ads, and ads that are working on your brand and positioning and recognition and support your authority, which can be testimonial ads, awards ads, ads talking about your prestigious features or awards that you've been given in business. The con is it could be very expensive to run and more complicated. So this is, I would say, not a beginner strategy. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, don't forget to grab the free guide. Go click the link in the description below. There'll be pros and cons of each strategy in there, and you can go through them, look at all the details, and there will be keys to making that particular strategy work along with every strategy. Now let's move on to our next mistake. Number 2, ads that miss the mark. Yep, there are demands to what you can post on Facebook and call it a good ad. And to start off, we might not even know what makes for a high converting Facebook ad. So let's quickly talk about it. I usually select the 3 must-have elements of a high converting Facebook ad, and that is the hook to grab attention. That's like the ad for your ad. It's the very first thing that people see, and that can be the first 2 lines of your ad copy, or that can also be a part of your ad creative as a text or as some kind of visual hook that gets people to start watching or gets people to pay attention, or it can be text written on your graphic if it's a graphic ad. Next element, you want to include the benefits in your ad always. The what's in it for me. Why should people care? And that goes for absolutely any ad. If you are asking people to watch a video, we need to give them what's in it for them. If we're asking people to sign up, definitely what's in it for them. And for sure, if we're asking them to buy, we want to make sure to highlight the benefits, the specific outcome that people will get after experiencing your offer. How will their life change after that? What will be the impact on them, on their business, on their family, on their health, whatever it is, right? And don't confuse it with the features. It's best not to mention the features in your ad at all, because people can read it on your sales page, or to include it somewhere way below in your ad copy for somebody who wants to read through all of that. Or features can be used in a limited way when you are running retargeting ads, but that's maybe getting a little bit too deep. Let me know how you are, how you're doing so far. If you have any questions, I'm clearly live streaming through Restream, and for the first time, so hopefully I will see the questions coming through if they do. Finally, the third element of a high converting Facebook ad is a call to action. What is the next step? What do we want our audience to do? Where do they sign up? Where do they buy? Where do they click? Do they watch? Give it to them shortly, succinctly, clearly. We want to include that. So the hook, the benefits, the call to action must have in every Facebook ad. And these can be super long, super sophisticated if you're doing it in the ad creative, or these can be super, super simple. So if you're just starting out, no need to overcomplicate it. And here's another part of this mistake, right? The ads that miss the mark. Most beginner advertisers don't experiment enough with their ads. There are different types of ads, right? There are videos, graphics, there are carousels that are laid out differently. And when you're starting out, especially if you're not getting the results, the key is to keep experimenting, or one of the keys, and to put in the time and effort into ad creative specifically, because it does take time, just like anything worthwhile. So it's important to dedicate that time to the Facebook ad creative. Because if we're hyper-focusing on targeting or on some ad settings, we can keep tweaking the settings and what we include and what we exclude in the targeting. We can keep tweaking it forever, literally. But the ad creative will always have more impact on our ads and on the results that we're getting with our ads than all these little tiny settings. And especially in 2024, the ad creative is what does the targeting. So in the ad creative, we can call out, hey, are you a course creator? I've got something for you. Are you a stay-at-home mom? Here's something that will help you do XYZ. If we are calling people out like that in our ad creative, that can allow us to set the targeting of the ad to literally the broadest targeting available in Facebook, and the ad creative will still do the targeting for us because Facebook is smart. The algorithm's gotten so good, they know what your ad is talking about and they know exactly which people to show it to. But for that, the creative needs to be a quality ad creative and trying out different things. Finally, I wanted to just throw out a couple of examples of ad creatives because they need to grab attention. These are kind of really suck you in. They pop, the colors pop, there's emotion on people's faces, either here there's shock, surprise, here people are happy, and this one, for example, doesn't even look like an ad, right? It looks like a native post for the most part, at least the picture does, but it's still a great ad. And yeah, this is to the point that ads don't have to be complicated. And you can try out different things. You can try out stock images like on the previous slide, like here, or you can try out literally a picture of yourself with your friends. And that can also work fantastically as an ad. Here are another couple examples, videos. These are really funny from the ad zombies. And here the video plays off of the ad copy. And they kind of go really nicely together. So that's another thing. These are stock videos, I'm assuming. So that's also something that you can do for your ads creatives. Now let's move on to mistake number 3. And by the way, if you have any favorite Facebook ads creatives, do let me know. Or if you like particular creatives from a particular brand, I'm always curious. I'm always on the lookout for interesting Facebook ads. So do share below in the comments. Mistake number 3, focusing only on ads. Yep, when the ads are not working, we tend to hyper-focus on the ad and say, oh, it's the ad's problem and it's the ad's fault. And our thinking goes kind of like, well, I'm running Facebook ads. I'm not getting the results that I've expected. I guess I need a new ad. I need a new ad creative, a new ad copy. Or unfortunately, we can go down the other path and say, aha, ads aren't working for me. Well, whatever. Best not run them at all, and we just quit. And that's not what we want to do when running Facebook ads, because Facebook ads, they are part of an ecosystem. They're not just a standalone marketing tool. They're part of an ecosystem, and it's all connected. Your offer, your funnel, your ads, the environment that people go through and kind of journey through after they've clicked on your ad. So it's an ecosystem, and we need to ask very particular questions to determine what went wrong with this ecosystem and how to make it work better. On the creative, obviously, yes, there can be something wrong with your ad creative. So let's get that out of the way. I'll throw out a couple of technical things, somewhat technical things that you can check for your ads. It's a CTR link. How well are people clicking through on your ad? That one is usually very, very important, because if people are not even willing to click on your ad, specifically on the link in your ad, that means that that typically means 90% of the time that the creative is not grabbing their attention, and the creative is not doing its job targeting the people, so to say. If you're running video ads, you will want to pay attention to your video hook rate, meaning how well people are watching past the 3 seconds of your video. And the video hold rate is how long are they sticking around, right, for your video. So that's something we could check. And then if those metrics are not on par, then obviously you can go ahead and fix your ad creative for sure. And that happens all the time. And again, we need to keep experimenting and testing. So that's part of the game. However, we need to look deeper and avoid the mistake of hyper-focusing on ads only, which is that mistake number 3 that I mentioned. And we need to look at other things. We need to look through, are people actually landing on the sales page or the landing page after they've clicked on the ad? Because sometimes we are very busy creatures nowadays. Our attention spans are this short. And if the page loads, more than 0.04 seconds, we just click away. So sometimes there could be some technical problem with the page. So we need to check if people are even landing on it. If they're landing, are they going from the sales page to the checkout page or not? If they're not, then there are probably things on our sales page that we could fix. Make it more persuasive, include a video, make it longer, make it shorter, whatever it needs to be. Excuse me. And then finally, after they go through the sales page or the sign-up page, then the funnel kicks in, right? So how is the rest of the funnel performing? Are they opening the emails? Are they reading them? Are they clicking on the links in emails? And finally, the final checkpoint to make here is my offer still relevant and desirable? Because sometimes we promote our offers organically or through ads, and they've been doing well for a while. Maybe last year they converted like hotcakes, but this year we look at the numbers and the numbers just don't measure up. So here sometimes it's a harsh moment of truth where we can say, aha, the market has shifted, and what people wanted a year ago is slightly different, or maybe it's vastly different from now. So we have to stay on top of it and evaluate our offers as well, because Facebook ads driven to a poor offer are not going to work. Facebook ads only amplify what's already working or not working in the business. So an offer that is not hot, unfortunately, is not really going to sell like hotcakes with Facebook ads. So tell me, have you made any of these mistakes? I know I have, for sure. I've jumped into running something without really thinking too much ahead. So not really having a strategy, not really thinking about how am I going to make that money back. For sure, maybe not experimented enough at some points. And sometimes I would ignore the signs that, it's not the funnel, it's not the ads, it's the funnel. And the funnel needs to be fixed. And sometimes you just want to keep running ads, but it's not really working because the funnel needs to be fixed. And it's so hard to sometimes to come to the decision and say, okay, we need to shut the ads down, fix the funnel, and then come back to the ads. Do you have any questions? Let me know, please. And don't forget to get your free guide with the 4 proven Facebook ad strategies to maximize your sales. The link is below in the description. That's totally free with all the pros and cons of all the strategies. And that's a wrap for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and check out the other videos on my channel. I have more videos on strategies and more videos on mistakes not to make, and those mistakes are different than the ones I mentioned in this video. So go have a watch now. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic